Hey, what's up, card fighters? We're gonna do our last of our BAROMAGNES match videos. That we did take BAROMAGNES 2 versus locals. Our first locals that we hit up was House Rules Gaming. Check out both these locals; they're just amazing, amazing staff and owners on both stores. But we're running back up with BAROMAGNES. We slightly changed up the list. Instead of the Zargon, we opted to run like slightly different cards, just to boost the consistency of the deck. Looks like we're pitching 3 here, and we got 3 triggers. If I do sound a little hoarse, I do want to apologize, guys. I'm trying to fight like a sickness, like a sore throat sickness that I'm like currently going over right now. We are on the play. We pitch a critical trigger here to ride up. He pitches a front trigger here to ride up, and he's gonna grab his base, which I believe he drew first, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, we're gonna find out right now. But yeah, I'm just slowly but surely getting my voice back, and then after I talk too much, I I lose my voice again. But yeah, I'm just trying to smash these last minute videos out for you guys as fast as possible. I really am like very apologetic for how this week went. It was due to my sickness, but also due to laziness as well. So he pitches the robust here for ride, and then he's gonna activate the base here, grabbing those 3 heroes. He's gonna add the flatten to hand, and then scout the grade 2 shield hero, and then the grade 1 hero that he has behind the Vanguard. Soul charge off of the shield hero here. He's gonna use his Vanguard's ability to scout from hand and draw a card, and then soul charge again off the shield hero. Calling flatten, swing for 15 here. We take the Vanguard. We're planning to take the Vanguard attack, so I just guarded the flatten. He gets a critical trigger, so we go to 3 here. Pitch a 15 here. And what I do is very weird. So I soul charge a crit from hand, and I soul charge another crit. We activate a Monodine here. Soul charging 3. I don't believe we get to 15 this turn. No, I don't think so. Call a Twin Sword here. Man, we are pitching triggers like crazy. What did I add to hand? The Curtis? Yeah, I added the Curtis to our hand. Soul charging 2, then soul charging 3. I think we got close to it, but oh no. If this attack hits, excuse me guys. If the evil eye attack hits, we make 15. So I try to swing with that first, which he just guards and intercepts here with the flatten for 30k. I believe we were like 2 short. Yeah, we were 2 short. Or 3 short. We draw the shield here. Get 2 Makanis here. So our hand is like very detrimental here, where our hand is literally Chalice, 2 Makanis, and a perfect guard. Sorry, I had a little bit of a dry throat there. It's gonna ride up here. The pitch is the new effect heal, which I really don't like those new heals, but I guess people are trying them out. You know, that's the only way if you know things are good or not. You know what I mean? You gotta try them out. Gets his order card here off of Robust, and he's gonna immediately activate it. Get his 3 heroes. The reason that we left the Twin Sword in the back row is in case he called another Flatten, because Flatten can only retire front row rear guards in the same column. So he's gonna base here, discard a hero to get a hero, and then that hero effect activates from the drop zone. He's gonna scout from the drop zone, then soul charge the OT here, which I was very relieved he did that. So he'll swing for 23 here, we take it. He's gonna swing for 13 here. I believe I attempted to one to pass his Vanguard, but he gets a crit. Yeah, that the only way I survived the turn. Oh no, I just took the Vanguard attack. So we got a critical trigger here, but we do get a defensive OT here, which does save us this turn. Attacks the rear guard. and then passes. Somebody knocked over the camera, I guess. My apologies, guys. Activate Chalice here. We're going to draw a card. And I believe at this point we had either 13 or 14 cards in Soul. Thinking about where I want to call down the Makani. Call down the Makani here. Soul Charging 2. I think we activated the Amadadine again. Yeah, we activated the Amadadine again because we did have the 2 Makanis. We held on to them. So this is going to be 28 at the Vanguard, and then the other column is going to be 36. It's going to activate the base here, guard, and then intercept. I was just counting my triggers here. Swings for 36. He takes it, goes to 3. Then we're going to swing for 33, as of now 33. Put the rest of his rear guards to Soul, which is very detrimental against the hero deck. The hero deck very much wants to play with at least 4 rear guards on board, if not a full-blown board. So just being able to heavy-handedly getting rid of his rear guards, and he doesn't have much resources because he's been guarding early, is a really good. We are going to grab a perfect guard off of here, I believe. Yeah, we grab perfect guard here. Then we soul charge 2. So we have 2 PGs in hand, it looks like. He takes it, we get a front trigger, and then another grade 3 order. So we're gonna swing here. This is 10 by itself, 15 plus 30 is 45. Yeah, 45. And he didn't have enough guard, so that is the end of game 1. A key thing to note here is the reason I run fronts over draws is just because I know ideally, like, oh, this deck doesn't build hand. Let me run draws to help me build hand. But it's far more important the quality of your hand instead of the quantity. There was like a lot of times where I would just straight up draw the draw trigger, and I would rather just straight up draw front instead of the draw trigger. And the fronts do still come in clutch because there are times where you can't really pump up the board where you want to pump it up, or the front just pumps up your board to like an extra threshold that your opponent wasn't expecting. So the fronts really work out for me personally. It's like the old Final Rush Bruce mentality where he's like you play fronts instead of draws because number 1 draws deck you out, and number 2 fronts help you stay in the game longer to whereas you can get to your combo. So my opponent is gonna go first here for game 2. My opponent is already shuffled up, so I tell him to just go ahead. So we kept 2, and we draw into 2 15s and a PG, it looks like. So, like, really poor starting hands from me both these games, but apparently we were just able to draw out of it. It's going to search his base here, shuffling up. Then passing the turn to us. We just got a 15 here, right up the pony, draw. We don't call the Makani here early like we normally would because we don't have full combo in hand, so I try to save Makani for later plays. Get the Chalice here, which I believe, unfortunately, we're going to have to ditch the Chalice. It's going to activate the base here. Dishing Robust again for grade 2 red. Going to get 3 heroes here, 2 shield hero and 1 flatten. And we are going to shuffle our opponent's deck here. I usually like to shuffle my opponent's deck when I feel like they're not doing a good shuffle, to whereas basically they're taking the top card, the top half of the deck, and moving it to the bottom, and then repeating that process over a couple times. So it's not like a real shuffle. Like, not any cards are getting randomized. So I generally just give my opponent's deck like a good riffle shuffle after they do something like that. Not because I think they're cheating, just because it wasn't like a real shuffle. So they didn't really move any cards around, even though they did like look through the deck or like do something like search through the deck. I decided to attack a rear guard here and try to damage deny them, just because my hand really wasn't. It wasn't like really good for if I did give them that one counterblast, because they were able to just push me a little bit more. Just gonna activate base here, pitching a not a PG, a heal trigger here to ride up. He's gonna get only 2 heroes here off his base. Put Flatten in the base and then add to the new hero card that came on set 9 to hand. Call another Flatten from hand. It's going to swing for 20 with the Flatten, which we take it. It's going to swing for 21 with the Vanguard. We take it. He gets the over trigger here. And he's going to give the 100 million to the rear guard. And then, you know, the double up power. But we perfect guard his rear guard here. Pitching a 15 here, riding up. And we're in very dire straits here. Very dire straits since we're at 5 and he's at 0. I'm going to soul charge the Evil Eye here, and then we soul charge a Lasher from the top deck. That was a very nice soul charge. We're going to call out double Amadadine here. Activate the pony, soul charging 4. Those are actually like really good soul charges. Soul charging 4 more. Again, really good soul charges. Only soul charge 1 trigger each time. Call down, soul charge 3. So I believe with that we should be like ready to like lock and load. Yeah, that's combo right there with like 4 cards. Lamau. So we're gonna swing here for 26, I believe. So he triple guards here. Then we're gonna swing for 31. He takes that attack, goes to 1, gets a heal trigger. Doesn't go off, but he does get the extra shield to his Vanguard. So his Vanguard's 23 right now. And we call out a Lasher and we call out a Twin Sword to give that extra 5k buff to the front row. Activating the Twin Sword here. Gonna grab a perfect guard. And then we soul charge 3 triggers, which I'm like, man, it is over. And then we get crit, and then we get OT. So I guess the only thing that really mattered was that we didn't soul charge that over trigger. That was crazy. So our opponent takes 4 damage here. So they go to 5 automatically, and then I'm counting the cards in my soul because I want to swing with the Lasher first. And then I was using a calculator all day to like calculate the Lasher. It's a 50, so he only needs like 25k shield to guard the Lasher. It really isn't that high because he's at 33. Which I believe he uses the base here to help him guard. And I do believe he has a perfect guard for the Twin Sword. So he's gonna double base here, and then he's gonna guard from hand. So that is 15, yep, 25. We're gonna swing with the 100 million here, and he's gonna do the perfect guard, and that is the end of our turn. He's gonna Persona Ride here. But he really doesn't have anything else. Tries to go for a final Bastion here. He's going to swing for 38. We PG the Vanguard. He gets a PG and a critical trigger, so he's going to give everything to the grade 1. He's going to swing at us here for 15. And I was just rereading the Diagnos. He only gives 5k to front row heroes, rear guard heroes. So that rear guard's 15, and his other column is 23, 18, 23, 33. Oh, that column was more. I mean, I could have guarded it. I had a 20k shield in hand, but like I could have guarded it. But that column was like more than what he told me that column was. He told me that column was only 23. Cause I think he forgot about the. Yeah, he forgot about the. What's it called? The Persona Ride. I mean, I could have guarded it, but oh man. But anyways, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The BAROMAGNES deck profile will be posted at the end of this week, Sunday. Completely happening, promises. Again, I wanted to apologize for the delays. As you can probably hear in my very hoarse voice, I am a little bit of the sickness right now, but I'm trying to fight through it and just give you the content you guys deserve. But anyways, guys, later.